Greetings in Jesus' name. Most of you will know that this is not one of our regular scheduled broadcasts, but I felt that it was necessary to send out this message in light of the fact that last night our president addressed the nation, informing us that our country was moving to an adjusted level 4 lockdown. This is because of the rapid increase in the rate of infection with COVID-19. Scientists are working out that this is due to the Delta variant. This is the variant that caused such havoc in India. And whereas just a few days or weeks ago, we here in KwaZulu-Natal, Durban, Isipingo could say that we don't know anybody who's infected with COVID-19 or is seriously ill, now that's beginning to change. We know that Gauteng is in a bad way, but I think at this point in time, all of us know somebody or more than one person who's struggling with COVID-19. The difficulty for churches and for families at this time is the fact that gatherings have been restricted, they are prohibited. Previously, we had restrictions on the numbers, but now these are not allowed at all. In light of all these things, people are afraid, people are anxious, people are panicked and are worried. But I want to use this opportunity to remind you that our firm foundation still stands secure. We walk by faith and not by what we see. I'm not for a moment hinting or trying to suggest that the reality isn't what it is. But I am saying we serve a mighty God who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. A God who is bigger than the trials that we face, a God who is bigger than the giants and the obstacles that come our way. I often refer to the story of David and Goliath found in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17. It's because it's my favorite story in the Bible. And also it's because most people are familiar with the story. It's not what some people would consider to be an obscure portion of scripture, but it's mainstream enough that when I speak from this, people understand where I'm going with the story. And it's easy and simple and accessible enough that even you who are listening and watching, no matter what your knowledge of the Bible might be, would be familiar enough with the story to refer to it, to encourage yourself by learning the lessons from it. We know how it ends, where David defeats Goliath, where the young shepherd boy defeats the giant. But let's just go back and look at this story in the context of where we are in South Africa today. You have to understand that Goliath was a national crisis concerning Israel. You could put it this way, he was a health crisis that threatened to destroy the lives of the Israelites. Because in those days the agreement was, if your champion beats us, our nation becomes your slave. But if our champion beats yours, your nation becomes our slaves. Goliath was a national crisis. And as we look at the COVID-19 pandemic today, as I said, for sure, Gauteng is bearing the brunt of this third wave up to now. But this is a national crisis that threatens our health, our lives, our families, our security. It threatens our economy, our jobs, our finances. We today, like the Israelites back then, are faced with a giant that threatens our national security. Back then as well, we find that when David got to the battlefield, he went and spoke to his brothers. His 3 elder brothers served in the army. And they were saying things to him like, don't you try to take this giant on. You are here causing mischief. Don't come here with your opinions on how we should or shouldn't be doing this. What do you know? Again, today, there are all sorts of opinions going out, especially on social media, whether it's in regards to the vaccine, whether it's in regards to how this disease spreads, or what we should or shouldn't do. But we need to have that confidence in who we are in Christ, that people don't affect our decisions beyond what they should. Because we have a decision to make. We don't have to listen to the voices out there in this world. We don't have to listen to the people on social media. We don't have to listen to the fear-mongering, to the people who are spreading panic out there. But we can listen to our God who puts the wisdom in us to listen to the right voices, to listen to the doctors, to listen to the scientists, to listen to what is right. I'm not saying that science takes precedence over faith, But I am saying the people who are spreading rumors on social media, those are voices that perhaps we shouldn't be listening to at all. We find that David, like I said, we know the end of the story. David, the giant killer, submitted to King Saul, the leadership of that day. Because he was having his conversations, David was having his conversations with his brothers. But at a certain point, King Saul heard about it and said, I want to see David. David submitted and went and spoke to King Saul, heard King Saul, listened to King Saul. I know that at the end of that he ended up not taking Saul's armor, but that was not because he wasn't prepared to submit. That's not because he was being rebellious. Here today, many people have their opinions on how the government should be handling this. And for sure, maybe they didn't get everything right. Our president said as much when he repeatedly said yesterday, we've made mistakes. Not everything's gone according to plan. Things are in our control, things are beyond our control in certain cases. But we as God-fearing children of God, Christians, we need to be willing to submit to the authorities that God has put in place. I'm not saying we have to agree with everything that they have done, but I am saying let us not be a part of the people who criticize and condemn every move that they make. For every good decision, there'll be someone who's not happy with that. There's very few clear-cut decisions to make in these kinds of situations. Rather than criticize, rather than complain, as we teach repeatedly and often in this church, let us pray for those who are in leadership. Let us pray for those who are in authority. You may not be able to pick up the phone and call government and say, this is what I think we should do. And let's be fair, I don't think people should listen to us in many of these cases because we are not experts. But we can pray to a God who is able to touch people in the highest of places, in the highest of positions, in the right and correct way, according to His wisdom. And that's a wisdom that far surpasses our own. As I said, Goliath was a national crisis. 2, there are many voices in this world that we should be avoiding and shouldn't be listening to. 3, we need to submit to the godly authorities that are here. But 4, we need to be like David, who stood up and said, I will take this on, not based on man's wisdom, not based on people's opinions, not based on whether others feel it can or can't be done. But Goliath, I come against you in the name of the Lord. That's how we fight our battles. The Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers, principalities, and authorities of this dark world. I'm not telling you to think everything is of the devil or everything is of Satan. But I am saying there is a way that Christians are called to fight. The weapons of our warfare are not of this world, but they are mighty through God. We look at David. Although he had this confidence in Christ, we find that he was prepared physically for this challenge. Because he was able to go to Goliath and say, you know what? I've taken down bears before. I've taken down lions before. I've done what I had to do to be prepared for this moment. So I encourage you, take your vitamins, take your medication, make sure you are social distancing, make sure you are wearing the mask that covers the mouth and the nose, make sure you are avoiding physical contact. When you are eligible, please go and get the vaccine. If you have any reservations about the vaccine, don't check with your neighbors, don't check with social media, go and check with your doctor. If you need, get a second opinion from a trusted doctor. Go and check with the people who are doing the vaccines. Trust God and make your decision that way. But be prepared. Do what you can. Don't be like those people who just sit and do nothing and expect God to do everything. Do what you can. God will do the rest. God will do what you can't, not what you won't. But having done these things to be prepared, David knew that although I know how to use the sling and stones, I've practiced and I'm prepared, it was God who enabled me to do those things. And when I face you, it's not with confidence. We don't face COVID-19 with confidence that I've got the vaccine. We don't face COVID-19 with the confidence that this can't touch me. Or I've been sick before and I've gotten over it. Or I had COVID-19 before and I've gotten over it. Or with any of these things. Because that's a false confidence. I'm with my family, so I'm safe. I can gather with these people because I'm sure they've kept themselves safe. The number of people who've gotten in serious trouble with COVID-19 because of that thinking. But we can look at our giant and say, in the name of my God, I am not afraid of you. He is the God who keeps me safe. He is the God who heals me. He is the God who is my banner. He is the God who is my victory. In times of economic crisis, He is the God who supplies all my needs according to His riches in glory. So this is how we fight our battles. I call on every member of ICC. I call on every Christian who is watching or listening to this message that I'm sending out to join me as we fast and pray tomorrow, Tuesday. You can put whatever you want on your list for fasting and prayer, your financial needs, your churches, whatever it might be. But I want you to join as one of the prayer points tomorrow. Join together with us to pray for our nation concerning the COVID-19 crisis. Pray for our nation, pray for our province, our city, our community. Pray for the people who you know, the families who you know, loved ones perhaps, who are struggling at this moment with COVID-19. Because in as much as we appreciate medical science, we have a God who is bigger, better, and stronger than any of the medicine that we have. He is the God who heals us. Our hope and our confidence is in Him. Make a sacrifice with the fasting tomorrow. For some of you, skip breakfast, skip lunch. For some of you, maybe, well, definitely put off the bad habits tomorrow. No smoking, drinking, swearing, etc. If you're taking medication, be very prayerful, be very careful about how you do this. Don't fast and then get yourself in trouble. Don't be irresponsible. But make some sacrifice to show desperation with God, to unite with the believers who are doing this together with you. Together we will stand. Together we will fight. Together we shall overcome, because in Christ we are more than conquerors. All it took for Goliath to fall, all it took for that national crisis to become of no consequence. All it took for that national crisis to become a moment of victory was the God-fearing person stood up when it mattered. That's what I'm asking you today to do today. That in moments that really matter, will the children of God arise? Will the children of God take the responsibility? Not hide in fear as the Israelite soldiers did. The Bible says they ran in great fear. Not to be cowards about this. Not to look at it through human eyes and be in terror. But to say, we know this giant is real. We know this giant has probably beaten everyone else. We know that the danger of this moment is real. But we know that our God lives. We know that my Redeemer lives. Our God is more real than these things. The Bible says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, God says, I will hear from heaven, forgive their sins, and heal their land. Join me as we fast and pray tomorrow, trusting that God will bring us through this for His glory and for His honor. Family of ICC, I miss you very much. The President said yesterday that there's a possibility that this third wave will last longer than the first and the second wave. I don't know when we are going to see each other again, but I love you very much. Until we meet again, please stay safe. Please take care. God bless you all.